Hello, my name is Daniel Bodine. I'm doing my English 12 presentation on a compare and contrast of the Book of Songs and the Letter to the Dead. Now, when you're first hearing that intro right there, you can kind of think these two books really don't have any similarities at all. That is very true. But there is one similarity that is extremely important that carries across both books, is that one is that they have a very significant importance focused on idea focused on relationships. So, giving a little background, the letters to the dead are written by living people talking to the deceased people and kind of asking for guidance, whether they're going through hardships, illness, or any type of unfortunate events. They're just kind of asking for support and guidance. And during the ancient Egyptian period, these people believed that the dead had a role. They weren't just dead and gone. They believed that the dead actually had value because they can help guide you and they can directly interfere with your living life, even though that they are dead. So that's an important thing. And then you go into the Book of Songs, it's talking about, it focuses more on the expressions of everyday life and how and your social ability with each other and how you're supposed to treat each other. So they kind of have the idea focused on relationships and just shows the support. And that's going to be the similarity that I'm going to be talking about a lot, is that the importance of relationship during the ancient Egypt time and the ancient China period was the importance of relationship and how important it is to keep those relations, whether they're dead in the afterlife or deceased. So just more of the importance of relationship and not the context of when that relationship needs to be nurtured. So that's the one similarity that you can focus. Another thing that I'll be writing about is the relation on how they're viewed. So in the letters to the dead, the relationships are continued after death, and that's very drastically different from the Book of Songs for what China believed during that time period. So during that time, it's about those emotional bonds. They never really leave you. Even though someone died, you still have the ability to communicate with them, but it's more one-sided, and you're asking for guidance and help. So they still have a direct connection with you, but you just won't. It's just one's in the afterlife, and you're here. While in the Book of Songs, it's more focused on romance and the family relationship. So it's kind of all lovey-dovey, which that's a key important part of relationships. It talks about how you're supposed to treat family, your partner, etc. So the themes that underlie that are like longing for someone and separation between that someone. So it shows the importance of a relationship and how those kind of play along. So, but it shows the connection in the living world compared to Letters to the Dead, where it's in the afterlife. Another thing that I'll be differentiating, comparing, would be the tone and style. So this is there's a lot of difference in the way that these two pieces of literature are written. So in the Letter to the Dead, it's straightforward. It has very plain forward language, and it focuses on real life problems and getting a solution to those. While in the Book of Songs, it's nice, it's poetic, it's very grasping to people who are yearnful. They just love to hear this type of literature. It has rhythm and repetition and imagery. People love hearing those. And it's more focused on the emotional expression of how a person feels with another person. So very different types of tone and style of writing, but there is a comparison in there, but there's a lot to differentiate between the two of those. And then going into another comparison would be the cultural reflection on those. The Egyptians believed in the afterlife, and the dead remained active and a participant in your life, so it was important to focus on those. While in ancient China, it was it's more about how it explains relationships. You want to build those special connections, you love those people, you want to be with those people, and it's just talking about an expression of that. So, and then the purpose of writing, why these texts were written in the first place, the Letters to the Dead was to solve issues. It was to seek guidance, like I said, through hardships, illness, etc. And it's part of their belief in the afterlife that plays an effect into that. While in the Book of Songs, it's a reflection on the emotions and the experience of another person, and their culture, values, go with those because they believe in hospitality. And it's also about how like understanding your own, it helps you understand your own feelings for one another. So in conclusion, both these texts have very drastic audiences. One is plain and straightforward, almost like a plea, which would be the letter to the dead. Like they're asking for help, they're asking for guidance. While in the book of Songs, it's more about how you're yearning for someone or you love someone so completely and selfishly. So there's the relationship, which would be the common comparison between the two of them. And with that common comparison, there's a lot to focus on, especially in their relationships. Their relationships are key factors into their culture. They believe that maintaining relationships, whether it's in the living world or in the afterlife, it's very important to maintain those. And that's going to be the main similarity that I'm going to be talking about, while the main difference that I will be talking about is going to be the tone and style of the writing and the cultural differences to why they shape those. So the kind of like the underlying effect of how it relates and how it doesn't relate. So this is what my paper is going to be about. And I believe that this is going to be a strong topic to talk about, and I'm fairly excited to continue writing the assignment. Thank you so much.